During much of her career, Dara Lee also built a network marketing business while studying with one of her passions, health and wellness. She has always been an enthusiastic about maintaining her health through natural methods, which has included healthy eating. Upon retiring, she was determined to discover a way to lose weight for good without relying on supplements, drops of the newest fat diet. Thoroughly wasn't wanted lasting long-term results as a result of her research and own personal success. She has launched a successful program, Ditch the Diet with Darali. Wow, that's wonderful. Looking forward to listen to your beautiful speech.
And you are
Thank you.
looking so elegant today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, I want to start with about a year ago, I was running around the backyard with my grandchildren. And after just 5 minutes, I had to sit down and rest. I had to say, sorry, kiddos, Grammy needs to rest. And it was at that point that I realized I needed to do something differently. I needed to change my health to really take a serious look at the excess weight that I was carrying. Now, I had tried numerous diets over the years. And if anyone's watching and you've tried different diets, drop it in the chat. I'd love to hear different things that you've tried, maybe successfully, maybe not so successfully, to lose the weight. I tried the grapefruit diet. I tried counting calories, counting points. One time it was fat and fiber. I had to count how many grams of those we ate each day. And each time I had limited success. I would lose some weight, but before long, I gained it back. Same with supplements. My body would just become accustomed to them, and then I would stop losing the weight, go back to my old habits of eating, and guess what? The weight came back on. And if you have ever experienced yo-yo dieting, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I don't know if I should be okay. I'm not ready to share my screen yet. Let me. Um, I so I was determined. I needed to find something that was going to help me lose the weight for good, and that's when I discovered the missing component: brain training. I like to call it mindset on steroids. It's really about rewiring the brain to really rediscover what I think about food, how I think about food, and when I think about food. I'll tell you, a lot of it starts with our why. Like, why do we want to lose weight? I'm going to get to that in a minute. But a big part of it also is our own identity. I viewed myself as just a fat girl addicted to junk food. Like, if there was junk food in the house, I was going to eat it. If there wasn't any, I was probably going to jump in the car and go get some. Can you relate to that? I just felt like these foods were calling my name, come eat me. And it's actually true. The big food companies, they what they want us to do is become addicted to their foods. They add all the right ingredients to make them super palatable. So we want to come back for more and more. But what I've done is rewired my brain, and I'm going to teach you how to do it as well. But the big thing, like, let's just take a cookie, for example. The way we think about a cookie or some kind of special treat that you really like, right? You could say to yourself, and very often this happens when we're in this diet mentality, right? Okay, I'll eat cookies today, but I promise I won't eat any tomorrow, right? What I want to recommend you do is take a look at that cookie and decide, okay, maybe I decide, nope, I don't really need that cookie. I'm not really hungry. I'm just, maybe I'm under stress because I had an argument with someone, or it was a stressful day at work, because that happens often. And again, that's a biological response of our body just to want to eat heavy, dense, calorie rich foods when we're under stress. Find an alternative solution to that. Take a walk. get on the phone and call a friend, maybe, clean out the linen closet. I don't know. Just do something active instead of eating. That's one option. The other option is you could say, okay, I really feel like having a cookie. I just feel like I really want that little extra treat, whatever. So what I'll do is eat just a tiny bit less at dinner. And that works. Now, you may not want to do this on a daily basis, but it's all okay. We want to have those treats sometimes. And when we ditch the diet mentality and take on a new identity, those things are possible, and it makes eating just pure pleasure. And it also makes eating all about nourishing our body. Listen, Jim Rohn, he once said, take care of your body. It's the only place we have to live. And I live by that quote. Now, this is our vessel. We need to take care of it if we want to live a vibrant, active life, right? Let me jump into my PowerPoint here so I can share with you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. My entire screen. All right. Sorry. New to this, right? And I want to share my entire screen, and I'm going to bring up my PowerPoint and start. And hopefully you can see this. So this is my program, Ditch the Diet, 3 simple steps to ignite your health for lasting weight loss. I want to start with just a little disclaimer. As was described in my intro, my entire career has been in education. I was a special education teacher and then a school principal before I retired a little over a year ago. But during that time, I've always had a passion for wellness, for eating well, nutrition, all of that. And so I have studied this for years. So everything that I bring to you, I have no formal medical or nutritional background. This is simply what I've gained through summits, reading books, listening to podcasts, just really researching different doctors, following them online. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. Everything I am sharing with you, I'm sharing with you as a friend, right? I'm just here to share with you things that I've learned, tips that I've learned along the way. So there's 3 pillars to my Ditch the Diet program: brain training, which I touched on, nutrition, and movement. Now, many programs out there, probably all of them, right, include nutrition, like what you're going to eat, how you're going to eat, and also movement, some kind of activity. Those are key to keeping ourselves healthy, to losing weight. I am adding the missing component, which is brain training. And what is brain training? It's really like mindset on steroids. When we really dig in and rewire our brain to think a little differently, and it takes practice, because we've had these thoughts of food and how yummy food is and how restrictive diets are and how much we have to give up in order to eat healthy. Those are the kind of thoughts that have probably been going on in your mind. And I want to help you change those thoughts, right? Change how we're thinking about it and really buying in to the idea that we have a big, full life ahead of us. And the healthier we can live, the healthier we can be, the more we can enjoy life, the more we can embrace all that there is to offer. So let me just share with you my why. I told you at the beginning here that just a year ago, I was running around with these 2 cutie pies, and I had to sit down and rest after just a few minutes. Literally, it was just 5 or 6 minutes, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And that's when I said, look, I've got to do things differently. 2 weeks ago, I spent the weekend skiing with these 2 kids. It was a blast. I would have never imagined a year ago that I would be skiing down the slopes with my grandchildren. Now, I'll be honest, I'm 100% transparent. They were way faster than me, but that's okay. The key is I spent the entire day, and yes, I was tired, but I had a blast, and they had a blast too. And we created memories that I know will be a lifetime of memories for me, and I sure hope will be a lifetime of memories for them. They are my why. I want to continue to enjoy all the activities that we can now while they're little, while they're teens, and I even hope to have great grandchildren one day to enjoy as well. I also like to golf. I love to golf. That picture was taken 2 summers ago. But I wanted to say that it's just about really embracing all that I can do so that I can really enjoy life, and you can do this too. So it really needs to start with your why. Why do you want to lose the weight? Why do you feel like maybe you should get your health under control? I shared mine. But what I recommend you do is take pen to paper and ask yourself, why do I want to lose weight? Whether it's 10 pounds or 100 pounds, it doesn't matter. You need to dig down deep and discover your why you want to lose, why it's important to you. And when you do this, I recommend you dig really deep. And why I say bring pen to paper, that activates about 6 different areas of our brain. It actually creates a, a more cognitive stimulation. Also, really, you can enter that emotional zone when you put pen to paper to really understand your why, and ask yourself why probably 5 to 7 times, because the first time you say, why do I want to lose weight? Oh, because I want to fit into a pair of my skinny jeans. Okay, that's a little superficial. Go a little deeper. And again, if you sit and you ask yourself really deep why, you will find out the real reason and what is really your burning desire to lose that weight, to get healthier. Because I promise you, there is a boatload of reasons why not, right? We are bombarded by advertising, by food. Food is readily available everywhere we look today. It's not like most of us have access to food on a 24-hour basis. So you need to understand this key first. Then we talk about changing your identity and really embracing that why into who you are and becoming someone who is committed to your journey. What can brain training do? I worked with a client, highly successful online entrepreneur. She's a digital strategizer, super successful. But when she came to me, she said, Dara Lee, I know I'm not making the best choices. What can you do for me? She says, I'm going to tell you though, I'm a hard sell. I said, I got you. Let's dig deep. We sat down, we strategized. What we discovered is that she was drinking Diet Coke, diet soda, all right? Her choice was Diet Coke, and she was drinking multiple Diet Cokes a day, thinking, okay, it's no calories, so what's the harm? So we dug deep. And one of the things is that when you eat artificial sweeteners, you are still heightening those sweetening sensors, those sweetening taste buds, and your body then craves more sweetness. You want that sweetness. So then you're going to want more, which guess what? She turned to Twizzlers. She said they're no fat. So I figured these were a good thing to snack on. Okay, we had some work to do, and we worked, and we slowly retrained her brain, retrained her thinking, and these are the results she got.
Not only that, but I used to snack a lot. I used to eat pretty late at night, and I drank about 3 to 5 Diet Cokes a day, which I knew was unhealthy for me. And working with Dara, we started to change and lightly modify my behaviors. And in about just a few months, I have eradicated all Diet Coke, all night snacking, and I'm on a routine and a schedule, and my body really, really feels the difference.
So there you have it, right? This is one of my clients. I have many that I could put on here, but we've only got a few more minutes, right? She just needed a little support, a little help. And she just texted me about 2 weeks ago and said, Dara, I just want to tell you this. When I'm at the grocery store and I see all those candy bars sitting there at the register, right? The ones that are calling your name, she says, I'm not even tempted anymore. I said, yes, that's what brain training can do for you. Oops, sorry. I need to go to the next slide.
Not only that, but
Sorry. Okay, let's talk about nutrition. Obviously, brain training is key, but what we eat is also important. I could go into the labels. I'm not going into that today. I just want to talk to you in general terms. We know that we need to eat healthy foods, right? We need to pay attention to what we're eating. But let's look at this. This is what we're bombarded with every single day. Highly processed foods. I'm not one to say that there's, certain things that you need to eat and you don't need to eat. However, I am going to say that you need to cut out or significantly reduce highly processed foods. That's, the fast food burgers and fries and chicken nuggets and chips and cookies and donuts and sodas and candies, all of that. And why do I say, and I would love to say eliminate, but that's a little harsh. We love these foods, right? They taste so good. They're super yummy. It's like having a party in your mouth. But they do not love our body. And I told you I would talk about this a little bit. The fast food industry, the big food industry, right? And probably the fast food industry as well. They hire scientists whose sole job it is to make these foods super palatable, right? They add just the right amount of sugar, just the right amount of salt, just the right amount of fat so that it just feels good and tastes good in our mouth. And we actually become addicted to these foods. That's right. We actually become addicted. And there's studies out there that show when they do brain waves of people and they put food, all these kind of yummy foods in front of their eyes, pictures of it, right? There's certain areas of the brain that light up. Those same areas of the brain light up if someone who's addicted to cocaine or alcohol is shown what their addiction is. Those same areas of the brain light up. We become addicted to these highly palatable, highly processed foods. So how do you get off of them? You start weaning yourself. And again, I'm not going to say completely jump off of it, but you know what? If you want a snack, rather than grabbing that entire bag, which also the bags are created. Think about this. If you have a chip bag, you set it there on the table, bag stays open, doesn't it? That's marketing because it stays open. So it's easy for you to reach in and grab more. So what I'm going to recommend to start, okay, instead of bringing that whole bag into the living room while you're watching TV, just get yourself a little bowl. This is my serving. That's where you start. Eventually, we're going to cut it all out. However, that's a nice place to start because it's too easy. I know, I've been there, sat down with a bag of chips and a half a bag can be gone like that. And that's hundreds of empty calories, zero nutrition, lots of salt, lots of fat. And when you have a lot of these things, a lot of extra chemicals that our body is not meant to ingest. We are meant to ingest whole foods full of nutrients, full of life, gives us vibrancy. That's what we want to do. So what I recommend is you start putting more plants on your plate. Personally, I'm a plant forward eater. I would say plant-based, but I do eat some fish from time to time. I do eat a little meat here and there. I eat mostly plants, mostly plant-based, but I know most of the clients that I work with don't necessarily want to go vegan or vegetarian, and that's totally fine. Everybody has to make their own choices, but I do highly recommend get more plants on your plate. Isn't that plate just like delicious looking? Like, look at the vibrancy, the color, oh my gosh, that I wish I had a chef that would make that for me, but I do the best I can to create colorful and different textures and different flavors when I'm creating food for myself and my family. So as you can see, there's meat here. So it's about a quarter of the plate. You don't have to measure. You don't have to weigh. You don't have to, do all those things. You can at first. I have, some techniques that people can use at first just to kind of get used to how much. But really, if you figure about a quarter of your plate is the protein, not half the plate like we do here in America. I'm not sure what it's like there, wherever you're tuning in from. But here in the USA, typically half the plate is a big old honking piece of meat, and then there's a little bit of green beans, a little bit of mashed potatoes. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. This is a plate that will nourish you. You will feel great. It will give you energy, and you will lose weight if you begin to eat like this. Now, as you add more plants to your plate, that means more fiber is happening as well. When you increase your fiber, be sure to increase your water intake. We should all be drinking 6 to 8 ounce glasses of water a day. Again, if that's not something you do, let's start. Just add 2 glasses of water a day to your repertoire. Then you can move it up to 3. Wherever you're at, you want to start incremental steps, because when we try to change it all at once, that's when we run into danger. That's when we start, like, I read a statistic the other day. The average person stays on a diet 6 days. 6 days! That's not going to help you, okay? I want to help you do this for a lifetime. We know we need to move, and we often think of movement as, going to the gym, doing formal exercise. All of these are great. Pilates and Tai Chi and yoga, dance, whatever it is, all of these are great. And if you like going to the gym or being in a group activity, these are fabulous. And I highly recommend you add this into your day. Again, if you're not accustomed to really doing a lot of movement, start small. But I also want to show you that movement can look like this. Get out and take a walk, even if it's just for 10 minutes. And when I started, that's where I had to start. Remember, I said 5 minutes in, I needed to rest. I started walking 10 minutes at a time on my treadmill. That felt like a chore. Now I easily walk 45 to even sometimes 60 minutes, depending on the day, depending on how much time I have. That's my choice of activity. There are a million things you can do. If you have a dog, take him for a walk. Even housework, that's movement. Put a little music on and dance while you do the housework, right? Gardening. I love to garden. It's here. Spring is coming. I see the sunshine. I'm ready to get out and start gardening. I count that as my activity during the summer, spring, fall, when I'm outside gardening. I love to do that. Find things that you enjoy doing. And the next time you go shopping at your local market, park a little further away. I know people that say, Dara, I'm so good at finding the closest parking spot. And I say that's great. But if you park just a little bit further away, you can get in an extra 100 steps easy each time you go to the market. So it's these simple little things that you can do to start adding just a little more activity into your day. It takes practice. Practice. Yeah. It's not only powerful, but it's absolutely vital for weight loss. Let's think about this realistically. We've had these specific thought patterns for years, right? For years. And so to change them, it's going to take practice. We need to practice our mindset activities each and every day. To do that, I recommend journaling. I recommend affirmations. I recommend calling a friend, calling a mentor, whatever it is, whatever it takes. That's what I recommend you do, because face it, you didn't gain those 30 pounds in the last 6 weeks. You can't expect to lose those 30 pounds in the next 6 weeks, right? No matter how much extra weight you're carrying, it's going to take time. The best, most successful people in weight loss lose about a pound to maybe 2 pounds a week. Initially, sometimes it comes off a little quicker because you're extra excited, you're extra motivated, and also there's some excess water weight. So sometimes initially the first couple of weeks you could lose a couple of pounds, but for sustainability, a pound a week is beautiful, right? I stand here before you. I was 212 pounds. I am now 168, on my way to 150. That's my goal weight. Everybody has a different goal weight. That may still be a little higher than what my recommended weight is. And when I get there, I may decide I want to go a little lower, but that's what I've got in my head right now. So that's where I'm headed. And the difference is, I know I'm never going back to 212. I know I'm never going back there, because I've changed who I am and where I want to go and what I want to do. I'm a mature woman looking to live a healthy 2 to 3 more decades of my life. That's who I am now. That's where I'm going. Listen, I want you to find the joy in the process, not just the destination. It's not just about getting to whatever that goal weight is, or getting to whatever that cholesterol level is, or whatever kind of health marker you're talking about. Your health is a lifelong adventure, and we just keep chipping away to make it a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Now, eventually, yes, we are going to really slow down as we age. However, I just met a man couple of weeks. Well, no, it's been about a month or two now. He's well into his 80s. I believe he's 86, and he still does mountain climbing. Still does mountain climbing. I was like impressed. I was so amazed, but it's because he has taken care of his body all these years. Our bodies do not have to fall apart. And if they have fallen apart, we can repair them. Our body is amazing. What I want to now ask you to do is to jump on a ditch session with me. Go here to ditchsession.com so we can ditch the diet mentality for you. This is a complimentary call, about 30 minutes. We're going to dive in. We're going to see what's happening with you. Where are your struggles? And I will give you the next steps to get you on a better path. So please jump in, go to ditchsession.com, and I would love to chat with you. I'm going to get out of here and see if I can stop sharing now. And hopefully everybody has seen the presentation. And if anybody has any questions, all right, super. All right, we've got some comments here. I wasn't able to see the comments, but if anybody has any questions, please drop it in the chat, and I would be happy to answer any questions. And here comes our host. I appreciate so much being here today. I'm going to drop in the chat my link so that you can easily access that. Let me just do that now. All righty. There we are.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lee Simmons, for sharing the wonderful presentation for today. So yes, it's like weight loss was both inspiring and practical. So the simplicity of your steps make them accessible for everyone. So, your motivational approach and actionable advice provide a solid foundation for positive lifestyle changes. So, thank you so much for empowering us with effective and achievable strategies. So, there are many questions from the audience. So, I would like to take the important question for
Okay,
you. So, here is a question from our audience. So, can practicing mindfulness and meditation change how our brain deals with wanting to eat when we are not hungry?
oh, so that's different, right? So again, you're just going to want to use those sessions, and rather than eating too much, you need to realize that your body needs a certain amount of nutrition. And even if you're not hungry, you can just have just a little bit. Sometimes it's not about eating a whole lot, just a little bit. Try something super nutritious. Again, fruits, vegetables, a little bit of protein. If you're not hungry, know that your body needs nutrition to survive. Give yourself just a little bit. And I do also recommend that people take a good quality supplement. I do, even though I eat healthy, we can't always get all the nutrients we need. That's one thing that I definitely recommend is a good quality. And you could check with your physician. You can check with friends who are well versed in that. I would be happy to share with anybody if they reached out to me the supplement that I use, because I have used high quality supplements for years, and I believe it's made a big difference in my life. So yeah, we can train our brain to think whatever thoughts. It's that repetition, that repetition, and you give yourself a good affirmation like, I need to eat good healthy food every day.
Yes, I hope so. People have get answered for this question. So, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful presentation for the audience today. So, please, so the next speakers are waiting. So, please show some love and join other sessions as well. Post your questions.
All
Thank you
right,
so
thank you very
much.
much, Melinda.
So, please join our next session, Deborah Hall. She's already waiting in the backstage.